Hello everyone, and welcome back to a new video. Today, I am here for story time. This is the story of the worst mall security guard that I ever had an encounter with. This mall video will not be focusing on the mall's history, but instead my experience that I had at this mall, as this takes the cake for the worst experience I had at any dead mall. This is the Miami Valley Center Mall in Dayton, Ohio. This mall apparently has been notorious for having pretty nasty security guards. However, I tried to come into this mall a little bit more optimistic. My friend who came here a few months ago apparently also got kicked out by the same guard that I did. But the way that I was treated in this mall was absolutely no way to treat any visitor of a property, especially someone under the age of 18. But within that, what happened here was absolutely uncalled for and should have been handled way better. Whilst some malls may be considered private property, they are all open to the public, considering them public. It is public but privately owned. Now, I came in here just to document the mall because I heard it was struggling. So I decided to make the 3-hour drive to come check out this mall and see what it was like. I never visited this mall previously, however, I heard stories about security. So I came in here with a little bit more of an optimistic eye, trying to look a little bit more positive. But towards the end, it got really tense. The security guard here, who was an older gentleman, which you will see later in the video, as I got the entire encounter on video this time, not only told me to stop, but made me try to delete my pictures, which they have no right to do. Security at a mall only has the right to ask you to stop or ask you to leave. They have no right to do anything else other than that. Not only tried to get me to delete my pictures, he invaded my personal space, tried to scream at me, give me hostile talking, followed me all the way out to my car, and took a picture of my license plate. All over me filming a dead mall. Now, I've had encounters with security before. Actually, on this day, this was the first mall I visited, and of the malls that I went to after this, I had a bit of bad luck and got caught at 2 other malls on this day. One of those you will also see a future video on. However, the other encounters on this day were not bad at all, and actually, later on at the end of the night at the last mall I visited on this day, I actually encountered with one of the nicest security guards that I ever had. But what happened here was absolutely ridiculous. So, towards the end, after I got my full walkthrough, I go through my second lap to take pictures. As I'm wrapping up, the security guard, who is like sitting behind me as I'm trying to take a picture, or just comes up from behind me as I'm trying to take a picture of the Dunhams, comes up and approaches me. Now this time, which I shouldn't have tried to go with a different excuse this time, I'll admit. Usually I'm just upfront about what I do, but I decided, considering I know that they're a little more hostile, try to give a different excuse. I shouldn't have went with that. I should have just been upfront. But even then, with my other excuse, which I said I was doing a school project, which really isn't the worst excuse you can give them, he got super hostile about it and tried to tell me that filming was not allowed on the property. Which, either way, I know some malls don't allow it, but some do. Some of them usually don't give me problems. Most of them don't. And most of the time, I have no issues. A few of them I tend to try to get permission from, But most of the time, I just come in, and even at the end, I talk to some of the security guards, and we just have a conversation, and that's that. Like, most of the time, they don't care. And I usually try to give security the utmost respect in these properties, because I know that they are just doing their job. But in the end, he tries to tell me that I wasn't allowed to record, and then he's like, okay, so you need to go ahead and delete everything off of your camera. He's not allowed to ask me to do that. That is something that security is not allowed to have you do. The most they are allowed you to do is ask you to leave and ask you to stop, regardless of the situation. So I straight up told him, now that it's on my camera, it is mine, and he has no authority to touch it. I offered to leave the property, though. And I straight up told him, hey, I will leave, but I'm not deleting anything. And then he's like, yes, you are. You are going to delete it. Which you will see the encounter in this video. It's going to be right at the end. I'm like, no, I'm not, but I will walk out. And he's like, well, it's private property, and you're, like, filming other people, which I wasn't filming other people, or if they were in the video, they kind of just got in the shot. That's not me intentionally filming people. Usually I try to avoid people no matter what in my shots. Just sometimes it just comes in a case of way where it just happens. So he's harassing me about it. So I just start walking out. He's following me. Mind you, when I visited this property, I had a mask on because about a week after this happened, I was going on a trip out of town where I had to fly, and I was going to see someone special, and I wanted to make sure that no matter what, we didn't get sick. The rest of this day after this, I didn't wear a mask because of this. So he's following me out, causing a scene and a ruckus, turning into a complete male Karen about me recording, and trying to tell me that it's illegal. Which it's not illegal. It may be against their rules, but filming is not illegal in any place. Among First Amendment right, you're allowed to film anything you can see with your own eyes, no matter what the situation. Unless if it's like blatantly posted somewhere that you're not allowed to record, you're allowed to film anything you can see with your own eyes. So then he's just following me out to my car, pretty much calling me a criminal, and trying to act like he rules the place. Treating me like he is the actual police, which I call him out for the fact that he is not an actual officer of the law. Even though he tried to claim to, he is not. He follows me out to my car and takes a picture of my license plate. He approaches my window as I'm about to pull away, and then he's trying to call me out for wearing a mask, saying, I know exactly what I was doing and I knew I was in the wrong, which I didn't. Still trying to cause a scene. So, from that point on, I just started speeding off in the parking lot and just leaving. I just didn't want to have to deal with him anymore. From this point, I will let you watch the encounter, but this was the most tense encounter I had with security, like, entirely. And I will let you evaluate the situation in the comments. This could have absolutely been handled way better. If he just simply told me, hey, filming wasn't allowed and I had to leave, that would have been handled a lot better. I would have been a lot more comfortable with that. And I would have handled the situation better even. This is the first time that I ever got aggressive with a security guard myself. I tried to handle the situation as best as I could, but even then you can tell that at that point he was really getting to me, and I even started kind of mouthing off because this is no way to treat anyone in a mall.
No, 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 no. We're completely fucked, completely fucked. We're completely fucked.
This is where you guys can for that. That was the security guard who caught me. From this point, I will leave you to the encounter. Right after I took a photo in front of the Dunham's Mall entrance, he approaches me, and this happens. It's a little camera. I'm doing a little project for my marketing class for high school.
There's no filming.
There is not?
No.
Okay, I did not know
People
that.
don't want to set the doors. Close the doors. You need to delete everything you've recorded.
I'm not going to delete anything because it is now on my camera and it is my property. But I will
No.
gladly
No.
leave the property. I can leave the premises.
But you've taken illegal pictures. These people in here don't want.
How is
This
it
is private
legal?
property. People don't want their pictures taken. They come here not to be recorded. You need to delete those off your phone.
I will not
Do I have to
delete
call
them.
police?
Go ahead, please do it.
Okay.
Go ahead.
You need to delete those off your camera.
No, I don't.
Yes, you do.
I will leave the property. I have no issue with that. But
No,
I
but
do
you-
not have to
Yes, you
do
do.
it. You are not a
You cannot publish
law
those.
officer of the law.
You cannot publish those. I am the law here. You cannot publish
Okay, but
those.
you are not like a police.
Because you haven't gotten approval from anybody here to be published.
I also
You
drove
cannot
3
publish
hours
those.
to come here. I also drove 3 hours
I
to
don't care
come
how
here.
long. It's illegal. It's illegal. It doesn't matter how
How
far
is
you
it illegal?
drove. Because you didn't get approval from anybody to be recorded. Did you record me? You didn't
No,
get my
I didn't
approval?
record you.
You pointed it at me? What are you talking
It's
about?
off. It's off right now.
I don't care. When you walk by me, you pointed at me. You cannot publish this.
Okay, I won't publish it, but I'm going to leave. Is that fine? I will
You
not.
publish this, I'll have your number. Because
Okay.
I'm going to record your car.
Okay. Your point?
And we'll come and see you.
So?
So, why do you think you can just do anything you want? Why do you does your generation think they can do anything they want?
I'm not trying to disrespect you. I'm just saying I'm
You
literally just here to
disrespected us by
document.
doing this.
So?
You should have asked for permission first.
Okay, well I
You
didn't know
can't
I
go-
didn't know you had to ask permission here.
Why wouldn't you think you have to?
Because the
This is
mall's public.
No, it's not public. It's privately owned. You think the city owns this? The state owns this? The federal state government owns this? This is not public.
Well,
it's
I've been to
private.
other malls and they've had no issue with this.
Because they probably didn't know.
I've been to several malls and they've had no issue
Because
with
they
this.
didn't know.
It's not because they didn't know. I've talked to security even there and they don't even care.
You should have checked before.
Okay, well I do apologize.
Then delete it.
No, I'm not going to delete it because it is on my camera. It is my property. You have no permission to touch my property.
I didn't ask to touch it. I asked you to
Okay.
delete it.
Go ahead. Take a picture of my license plate. It's on you.
What's that?
I said just take a picture of my license plate. It's on you. Go right ahead.
On me. What do you mean it's on me?
It's your problem now.
My problem now? What do you mean it's my problem now? Why would you have a mask? You trying to hide who you are?
No, I'm not trying to hide who I
Yes,
am.
you are. You're trying to hide
No,
who
I'm
you
not.
are. So you know
I'm
there's
going
a
on
problem.
I'm going on a trip
So
out of
you
state
know
in a
there's
week.
problem
No, I'm
'cause you're
going.
hiding who you are.
No, I'm not. I'm going out of
Oh my
state in a week, so
God.
I'm just doing this as a precaution because of
you're
COVID.
You're so such a fool of it. You know you should have asked first. You hide in your face so nobody knows who you are. This is really.
I'm just gonna
you're
leave
awful.
now, bud. You have a nice night. Have fun on YouTube, buddy. Psych, mother. What a dude, honestly. What a dumb mother. And that right there is the story of the worst mall security guard encounter that I've ever had. I don't think anything could ever top this. But as always, I could be wrong because I've been wrong in the past. But this definitely takes the cake as of October 2022. Technically September because this video was recorded about a month ago back in September. But as of this time right now, as of recording this, this is the worst mall security guard encounter I've ever had. It's not often that I get caught, but this was one of the rare occasions where I did get caught. With that, thank you guys for watching. I definitely do not recommend a visit to this mall because stuff like this will happen. But with that, thank you for watching, and I hope you all have a good day.